A black bear is humming a tune to catch fish. Suddenly another black bear broke into his field of vision. It seems a little inappropriate to call him a black bear. It should be called white and black bear. The black bear was immediately stunned. What's happening here? Could it be that the polar bear split its legs? He stared at the white bear for a long time, because it seems like a light flashed in my mind. But for a while I couldn't remember what went wrong. To put it simply, the brain circuit is temporarily stuck. Suddenly his pupils dilated, because he had an epiphany. Aren't my two silly sons white? Bijan was joking with him back then. Said his wife might have been to the North Pole. At that time, he insisted that it was impossible. His wife is not Tang Seng. There is no need to travel thousands of miles to learn scriptures. But what's going on with this guy in front of me? Black Bear is thinking about something. I don't even care about fishing anymore. Even if I catch one occasionally, I'm not in the mood to eat it. The images of my wife and children keep flashing through my mind. That stark white and black reminds him of another color. So the black bear stepped forward. He must be embarrassed to ask directly about this matter. I can only find trouble and tell the white and black bears to get out of here. Don't be an eyesore here for the fighting people in the animal kingdom. This is a naked provocation. White and black bears can't bear it, so I had sex with a black bear. What black bear never expected was that this white and black bear is much stronger than him. He almost failed to parry a random push. It seems that it won't work if you try hard. At this time he couldn't help but feel happy. Fortunately, I didn't get the upper hand. Otherwise, today will not end well. But he was unwilling to give in. So Black Bear proposed to fight White Bear when the rules of the competition are within a limited time. See who catches more fish. He refused directly and said, I'm full and I'm still fighting with you. If you want to fight, let your wife fight. It's okay for Bai Haizhong not to mention this matter. The black bear's whole heart is bleeding. Come to mind again. More confirmed. Black Bear raises funds to try to threaten White Bear. If you don't fight him, just ask your brothers to come over and deal with him together. When Bai Zhang saw this, he couldn't be kind today. So the two bears started a so-called literary fight. The black bear rushed left and right while holding a breath. But I always lose again and again. The probability of his fishing success today is only 25%. On the other hand, White Bear is calm and relaxed, standing there motionless, just like Zhang Taegong fishes, for those who are willing to take the bait. But the success rate is an astonishing 50%. I lost face and lost to a bear. He was so angry that he left suddenly, getting ready to go home and find a wife. Ask what happened to the two white-haired sons. When the black bear saw his two sons again. That white fur is so dazzling. Today's encounter with a white and black bear. The doubts in his heart turned into irrefutable evidence. These two goods are not designated as their own species. Black Bear is too lazy to ask his wife again. Family treasures are not common in the bear world. The female black bear doesn't know what gunpowder her husband took today. Where does Black Bear have the heart to explain? I just wanted to deal with this bitch first. Go take care of those two little brats again. A chase begins. The two cubs were already frightened out of their wits. I don't know where I ran and hid. It wasn't until the black bear was tired of chasing the female bear that he got rid of it. One of my sons was so frightened that he climbed a tree. This story is purely fictitious and is for entertainment purposes only. But white bears do exist. Located on Corab Island, Canada. 45% of the black bears living on this island are white. White bears have higher combat power than black bears. Where did the first white bear come from? There is no relevant fossil evidence. What do you think in front of the screen? Please leave your thoughts in the comment area. Inglaric is known as the Lion King of Lions. There's another thing that maybe you don't know. Lao En is still a war man and kind-hearted. This depends on him leading the five brothers, talking about the first lion group after the battle. Other lion alliances want to occupy the pride. I will be cautious and cautious again and again. The Bad Boys League doesn't play by the rules. These six brothers are always on the rampage, intrude into other lions' territory. Don't think that you can win with numerical superiority. The invincible Morva's brothers. Teresta on the Lion King rankings. And the Phoenix is so beautiful. Mane stay bald tail. Coupled with the kind of beating that can shock all brothers. The six brothers don't have a fuel-efficient lamp. All of a sudden, the Sabison Reserve was full of wild animals. I was so disturbed by these six guys. In just 2 years, the six brothers conquered almost all of Sabison. Kill or expel all the lions. The lionesses were all brought into the harem. Grumpy Mr. Ladder. They will even bite to death some disobedient lionesses. When Ender reached the pinnacle of power, apart from internal conflicts, no pride of lions can compete with it. Of course, the brothers will also have mating rights issues. Something unpleasant happened. This section is about Big Beauty and Resta competing for the lioness. The two brothers took action. This kind of thing is quite common. The most important thing is that the brothers will not be cruel. Even if you're beaten to death, we'll still be brothers the next day. All lions want to be king. Yoondae will inevitably be challenged by his brothers, but there are records. Yoondae only lost to Resta once. Once Yoondae and the lioness compare martial arts. As a result, Mr. Liu was unhappy with it. It's not easy for the sixth child to directly compete with the eldest brother for his wife. This guy rushed up and bit the lioness. This behavior shocked Yoondadu. The lioness relies on herself to gain favor. Launch a counterattack against Lao Liu. This is incredible. This guy Lao Liu actually used this lioness to disturb the harem. He directly bit him to death. Over time, Lao Liu's ambitions are getting bigger and bigger. The yellow-faced woman who is unwilling to guard her home. All day long, I want to experience the feeling of having 3,000 beauties in the harem. Old N became a stumbling block for him. Plus Lao Wu gives him support. Lao Liu couldn't hold it any longer, so he wanted to discuss it with Lao N. I met Resta on the way. When Resta heard about this guy, he wanted to fight. Suddenly furious. Just call you a white-eyed wolf. Forget that our eldest brother poops and pees every time. Feed us a lot. Lao Liu still wants to refute, but Resta gave her a big mouthful. Lao Liu has a bad temper. Got into a fight with his second brother. However, the strength is not enough. Being pushed to the ground and rubbed by Resta. After the battle, both brothers are a little regretful, but no one is willing to give in. This makes it difficult for brothers to meet each other. So Lao Liu asked Enda to go out and relax. Yoondae also wants to ease the awkward atmosphere. I agreed to Lao Liu's proposal. It was at this time that the Muvas Alliance was born. They soon dominated the north-central part of Sibisan. The territory is larger than the four brothers who are in the west. Many people say Lao Liu ran away because of a conflict with Enda. In fact, except Lao Wu, Lao Liu and Enda have the best relationship. Xiao Liuzi has a bad temper. Except for Lao Wu, Enda can tolerate him. He and Lao Wu can quickly conquer the central and northern areas. Yi and Enda brought there for brothers to help out. Can't get rid of the relationship, hahaha. There are Xiao Wu and Xiao Yu guarding the central and northern areas. He Lion wants to go west. Must pass through the territory of the Morvas brothers. So life here at Yoondae is very leisurely. But Yoondae, the king, doesn't look happy. The four brothers can go in groups to inspect the territory. When Resta and Bully were on duty, he and the beautiful girl are taking care of the children at home. Needless to say, the pretty girl is a foodie. Yoondae is very gentle to the little lion, although his character is still so withdrawn. During a tour of the territory, Lao En found a little lion. He didn't kill the little lion, even took him home. From then on, Enda took great care of this little lion, better than treating your own children. In fact, we can imagine. Why is Yoondae so interested in an orphan? Because he was once a homeless boy. Lion, maybe this little lion reminds Enda of her past self. How he wished he could be cared for at that time, even a little bit. But all desires are just extravagant wishes for him. A miserable childhood takes a lifetime to heal. This sentence couldn't be more appropriate for Yoondae. When meeting a little lion with the same fate, his already cold heart melted. Maybe he doesn't want this child to be like him, encountering injustice and loneliness. This is Iwuju Wuba. It's a pity that this little lion is frail and sickly. Finally died young. As a result, Enna's character became even more withdrawn. She often patrols the territory by herself. Maybe fantasize about being in a corner. Can I still meet my former self? It's just fantasy. So every patrol night, Enna's miserable roar will spread throughout Sabason. A hyena is approaching the den of a tiger and a wolf. Hyenas may eat tiger and wolf cubs. Tiger and wolf smelled the dog odor on the hyena. He chose not to run away. Instead, he rushed towards the hyena. Hyenas are 5 times the size of jackals. He stood bravely in front of the hyena. The hyena kept its tail between its legs. When faced with the jackal, as a senior director of anorectal department, he knew that Foxwolf also had a lot of research on anorectology, even though this tiger wolf is just an intern. Why do you say he is an intern? We'll know when we look back. The wolf has been lingering behind the hyena, maybe too fast. We didn't see what happened. When the camera is slowed down, we can find Yuan. The intern almost performed this surgery. Hyenas, for their own safety, chosen to retreat temporarily. Suddenly, the wolf returns to its cubs, help them lick and comb their hair. See here, you'd think these cubs were his children. But sorry, this jackal is just the older brother of the cubs. In the world of jackals, there is a very strange phenomenon. Jackal couple will keep one of last year's children. Help them take care of the cubs in their hearts. This tiger wolf is the one left behind by its parents. Of course, he became the family nanny. Is this selection random? Of course not. Which child stays to help depends on survival conditions. If there are few prey, then, when they start to become independent, strong tigers and wolves will drive away weak tigers and wolves, because there are too few prey. Go out and wander around on your own. It's better to stay with your parents and grow old, because the parents will only leave one nanny. So a strong fox wolf will drive away its own compatriots. That is to say, eating one's own flesh. Let brothers and sisters have no old age to chew on. But when prey is plentiful, the situation is completely different. The fox wolves with better hunting skills will go out independently one by one. Then those with the weakest abilities will be left behind. Our protagonist today, Brother Jackal. That's how I stayed with my parents as a nanny. Are there vultures in the sky? Breaking the circle means there is meat to eat. Brother Jackal ran straight to the scene of the incident. His father noticed Brother Jackal's arrival. Run straight towards him. It's a pity that this is not a welcome ceremony. Frank raised his front paws to express his surrender to his father, but his father didn't want to pay attention at all. Attack him directly. In front of his father. He wasn't even allowed near his prey. Not to mention eating it. He ran away to protect himself. But his father was enjoying the food alone. Don't expect your parents to be kind to Brother Jackal. Brother Jackal's status is very low. He needs to follow a lot of house rules. First, obey your parents unconditionally. He lay down in front of his parents. Show the weakest belly. One is obedience. And he will take the initiative to let his father bite his nose. The nose is the most sensitive and vulnerable part of the jackal. Being willing to have his nose bitten shows that he has no hostility. The second is to take care of your younger brothers and sisters unconditionally. Help your younger siblings comb their hair. If parents find that younger siblings are dirty, he will get mixed doubles from his parents. The third is when danger strikes. Use your life to protect the safety of your younger brothers and sisters. Even if you know you can't do it, they can't escape on their own. Otherwise, the consequences will be serious. Although Brother Jackal is conscientious, but his parents still don't like him very much. Even so, he still can't leave his parents. He is not good at hunting yet. If you choose to be independent, you will soon starve to death. At least you can have enough food and clothing in your parents' territory, because Jackal and his wife have spare granaries. Jackal brother will go to his parents' prison if he's too hungry. Jackal and his wife, who have a big family and a big business, won't care either. But Brother Hulan will not let himself down. He will practice his hunting skills on his own. I'm just always being teased by naughty rabbits. Every time he learns a lot from it. But how should he get rid of? What about parental control? A tiger and wolf are chasing a rabbit. No one knows how many times he tried. But this time he succeeded. This is the first time he has hunted prey alone. He is Brother Tiger and Wolf. Brother Huling returned home after a full meal. He vomited out the pieces of meat in his stomach. Let your younger siblings enjoy it. His parents were not kind to him, but he doesn't hate his parents. Maybe you understand the principle of repaying the kindness of a drop of water with a spring of spring. This is a special day. The territory of the Jackal couple lost the figure of Brother Jackal. He has taken an important step in his growth. That is independence. He came to a deserted land, marking him as the master here. For him, a wonderful life has just begun. Termite nests dotting the Serengeti. It is necessary for wolves to protect and raise their pups. For Brother Guling, this is a high-end second-hand house. Termite nests are very strong and do not collapse easily. Where did this kind of house come from? You'll never think of it. This animal is called an anteater. It's about 1 meter long. Anteater digs holes in termite nest with claws. Eat the termites inside. But it's not like they could eat all the termites in there. The surviving termites repair the damage. This hole is also isolated from the termite nest. Jackals like holes like this the most. Warm in winter and cool in summer. Excellent feng shui. In fact, we can understand it as jackals and termites actually live together. Just 2 bedrooms. Brother Jackal started to become more active after he got a house. He sent out a recruitment message in the grassland. And the gender was male. Single. Own a house and land. Hunting experience. Looking for an experienced housewife. A female jackal soon got the news. He ran straight to Brother Jackal. After a simple interview, the female jackal is temporarily hired by the jackal brother. Enter the trial period of use. From then on, the 2 wolves lived a life without shame. A hummingbird sucks sweet nectar. But I didn't find a strange guy already eyeing him. You read that right. It's a praying mantis. Isn't the praying mantis a crazy bird? The facts tell us that it obviously will. This is actually not surprising. What's even more powerful is yet to come. A mouse is shopping. For a foodie like a mouse. Every day I am either eating or on the way to find something to eat. It's normal for mice to be targeted by cats. But today, I was targeted by a praying mantis. This is a bit exaggerated. When the mouse passes by the praying mantis, mantis punch strikes quickly. At this speed, can be called the flash of the insect world. Coins like giant teeth. Hold the mouse tightly. Although the mouse struggled to escape, but still can't escape the fate of being eaten alive. It might be a little strange to see insects preying on mammals, but since they are all proteins, isn't it the same wherever you get it? Since rats can become food for mantises, so mantises can also prey on snakes. Will you still be surprised? This mantis captured a snake. Although this snake refused to accept its fate at first, but still can't escape the claws of the mantis. After 2 hours of fighting, mantis wins in the end. The whole snake was eaten and only a small section remained. In the cruel nature, the law of the jungle is described so lightly, but this is not the most impactful one, because what they're going to eat next, it may leave you stunned. Look what this mantis is eating. Yes, you read that right. This woman is actually eating her husband. Male praying mantis loses his head, but he didn't die immediately. A green liquid came out of his neck. What is even more incredible is that, in this state, he is still finished. Mating. Is this the legendary power of love? After mating, the male praying mantis seems to have just realized the danger. He who lost his head, prepare to escape from the clutches of a female praying mantis. But it's too late. For female mantises, the male is just a tool to continue the offspring. When they lose this value, then he is just a dish on the dinner table. Take apart your ribs and make soup for your girlfriend. It seems insignificant compared to this. Alas, the male mantis sacrificed himself for love. Then the female mantis will not end well either. Shortly after successful mating, it starts laying eggs. A viscous liquid coats the egg. These viscous liquids, a few hours after being excreted from the body, will form a hard, horny eggshell. It can be incubated in a suitable temperature range in 20 to 30 days. The higher the temperature, the shorter the incubation time. A mature female praying mantis, eggs can be laid every 7 to 10 days. Nearly 10,000 offspring can be produced in a year, up to 100,000 pieces. No male praying mantis in extreme conditions. Female mantises can also lay eggs. That is to say, after many female mantises mate once, will be androgynous, can continuously lay eggs without mating. When it is exhausted, will wither like a flower. When two mantises meet, they looked at each other. It seems like they both feel delicious, but they are about the same size. Don't even dare to act rashly, afraid that I will become the other person's delicacy. They are worried. In the end, I chose to take a step back to gain a brighter future. But when the body types are not equal, maybe it will be like this. The little one is eaten by the big one. There is another situation. When two mantises of the same type meet, the little mantis will take the initiative to show weakness. His movements that look like Tai-Kai. It's like saying don't shoot your own people. If a large mantis is in a good mood, the little mantis might be able to save his life. You may ask why not run? Just imagine. Can smaller creatures of the same kind outrun larger ones? So not running is the wisest decision. Mantises are called alien insects because of its shape, similar to aliens in science fiction movies, no matter how they change shape and color. But their eyes are equally domineering. What's puzzling is, ancient Egyptians were fascinated by praying mantises. This hieroglyph means mantis, pronounced abbot. Later generations learned praying mantises had a high status in ancient Egypt. Like monarchs, to keep the mantis alive forever, they will also be carefully mummified. Even a sarcophagus was specially made for him. In 1929, archaeologists discovered such a. It's a pity that after opening, the mantis mummy inside begins to break apart, beyond repair. In the end, only historical photos remained.